Hi there, my name is Diane, but you can just call me D. Okay, so my neighbor just started playing music right as I started recording. Great. Anyway, so today I thought it would be fun to do a video about all the books I did not finish this year. So let's just get right into it. So there aren't that many, and I think this is because I tend to want to finish a book, and it's just my personality. So I really want to change that in the new year. But anyway, so the first one is Texas Lucky by Sandra Brown, and this was a romance book that I picked up, and it was terrible. It was really bad, and not only like the writing was not great, but the plot was terrible. The toxicity of this romance, the language, it was just not for me. When I picked it up, I didn't know, but this was written in the 90s, so I guess, you know, we've come a long way. I DNF'd it at 60%. I should have DNF'd it sooner, but I thought it was going to get better, as I always think that. It never happens, so it's fine. Moving on, the next one was The Push by Ashley Audrain, and I don't know why people are liking this book so much. I can't understand that. This wasn't a great book. I was bored. I mean, I guess this is supposed to be a thriller, but it's more like a contemporary story with some thrillery aspect or suspense, maybe, because I think it's pretty obvious what's happening and what is this story about. And people are saying, you know, if you're a mother or if you're about to be a mother, don't read this book. And it was just not necessarily playing on any of my fears. It's about a mother who is struggling to form a bond with her daughter, and is her daughter evil or something like that. I didn't feel like I could relate to this person in terms of her fears. Not that I don't have those or whatever, but it's just that the way it was written, it was just so obnoxious, and I was like rolling my eyes. I get that you have those fears, but I think this, I don't know, I'm having a really hard time putting my thoughts into words. I think it was just so ridiculous from the start, and to me it's probably due to the writing more than anything else. I don't even know why I picked this up, because it was so talked about maybe, but honestly this is just not something I'm interested in. The next one is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and same thing, why did I pick up this book? I knew I was not interested in the story. I just really wanted to see what the writing of Taylor Jenkins Reid was all about, because she's just so talked about on BookTube and her writing is so hyped up. And honestly, it's not, I didn't even pay attention to the writing. Was that 25% in or something like that? But this guy, who's a fucking asshole, cheats, and the way that he thinks about things, it just made me so angry. I was just like, I don't want to continue reading from this perspective. Why am I reading a book like that? Like, no, it just makes me mad. I didn't finish it, and honestly, like, I just couldn't care less about this story. So hopefully I will pick up a book one day from her that the plot interests me. And the last one that I DNF'd was The Library of the Dead by T.L. Huchu. This was very disappointing because it just didn't give what it promised to give, and I think I stopped it at 50%, 60%, something like that. And the story hadn't even begun. There's supposed to be this mystery, there's supposed to be this library. We get into the library like really late in the book. the mystery only starts really late in the book. I just think that I really didn't mesh with the writing style and how the plot and the pace was created. So yeah, I don't think I will pick up any books from this author again, because I really didn't enjoy the voice of the character, and that was just not for me. And then I have a few that I did not finish, but they are more like on pause rather than complete DNFs, because either my loan ran out or I just lost interest for a second for another book, you know, something like that. The first one is Ace of Spades by Farida Abikil-Lemide. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And this book was really interesting and I really enjoyed what I read from it, but the audiobook was just so long that I was not able to finish it on time, so it went back to the library, and it's something that a lot of people want to read, so it's really hard to get, so I have to wait again. Now, will I pick it up again? I don't know, just because there's so many other books coming in that I'm interested in first, but maybe later on I would like to finish this story because it was interesting. I already had some ideas on what the mystery was about and who was doing what, but yeah, so potentially I will pick it up. I didn't pause it for anything other than the audiobook had to be returned. The next one is Son of the Storm by Sui Davis Okungboya. I was gifted a copy on ebook by Ned Galley. I was reading it also on audiobook. The audiobook got returned because it was a really long audiobook, and I enjoyed what I was reading, but it was taking a while for me to get into the story. And when I have books that are big and that are on ebooks, it takes me... Okay, Sophie, what is happening? It just takes me a while to get into the books. So as I was saying, when I have a big book on ebooks, it's something that I'm having a hard time reading. I don't know if it's because they're fantasy and I just prefer reading it like holding the actual book. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I'm not really good with big fantasy books on ebook, so I don't know if I'll pick up that one again. I mean, maybe, because I've heard good things about it, but I just want something easy to get through, so we'll see. And the last one is No Exit by Taylor Adams, and I was reading this book because I heard it was so fast-paced and the story was so interesting and blah blah blah, and so I picked it up. I was reading it physically and I was just kind of uninterested by it. Like at that time it wasn't really doing it for me, but I did pick up the audiobook on Scribd, so I'm thinking of doing a hybrid read physically and listening to it. And now that it's winter and there's the snow outside, maybe I will have a better time with it. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, I just thought it was kind of boring. A lot of thrillers are hit and miss with me. I guess it's something I want to figure out next year. Maybe I should try to read more detective books, because I know that I used to love those before the domestic kind of thrillers became a thing. So but that's it for today's video. Let me know if you had any DNFs also this year, and how are you with DNFing books? Do you also have a hard time like me, or is it pretty easy for you? If you like this video and would like to see more, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching this video. Bye.